Hello, get ready with me for work while I tell you guys some of the reasons I am at risk of losing my job. So basically my job description is front end, so I can do anything. Like I can be a cashier, I can assist for the cashiers, I can check receipts at the door, I can fold clothes, I can be on the floor, I can do anything. But about 6 months ago, they realized I'm pretty fast at cashiering, so they offered me a position to just be a cashier, and you do get $1 extra. So now that I'm making the cashier pay, I do have to be behind the register for usually 8 hours a day, sometimes 5, but mostly 8. It seems like a good enough deal to me because I'd be getting off earlier, I'd be getting that extra $1, but girl, let me tell you, I did not realize how stressful being a cashier can be. Like, those freaking receipt checkers at the door be my biggest ops. A lot of like customers think we're like trying to stop them from stealing, but really they're trying to catch the cashier for making a mistake. Making a mistake being overcharging an item, undercharging an item, double scanning, or missing an item. So you're only allowed 3 mess ups in a 7-day period, and honestly I think that's kind of ridiculous because you're behind the counter 5 days a week for 8 hours. And I know what you guys are thinking, just don't mess up, but it's way easier said than done, trust me. And keep in mind, in that 7-day period you're only allowed a $100 limit to your mess up. Let me explain. So you know how you're allowed to miss 3 things or whatever? Say you miss one and that item leads up to over $100, it's automatically a write-up and you're already over your limit for the week. I'm gonna blow dry my hair and tell you guys how I messed up so badly. Any freaking ways, I kept messing up behind the register, and you were allowed to have 4 write-ups before suspension. Anyways, I had 2 write-ups on my file already because I kept messing up behind the register. One week I got like 4 audits, the next week I got maybe like 5. So I was like, okay, no more freaking audits. I'm literally stressing behind this fucking register. Like, do not mess up anymore. So I was being really careful behind the register. These hoops are in my Amazon storefront, by the way. But my next mess up, okay, was not because of like missed scans or whatever. Anyways, so the mistake I made next was really freaking stupid. So basically a customer gave me $30 and I typed in the cash amount as $300, and for some reason I did not catch myself. I don't know what was going on that day, but I literally gave her the full like 200, whatever the change was, in cash. Whatever, I take full responsibility for that stupid mistake I made, but wow, that customer is pretty freaking evil to literally know that they gave me only $30 and you're leaving with over 200 in your hands. We did contact the member and ask them to give the money back, but usually in those cases they don't really give it back because, you know, it already says something about their character if they were to take the money in the first place. But anyways, my manager talked to me about it. For some reason they gave me another chance. They wanted me to continue cashiering because they like me being a cashier, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on edge. If I make one more mistake, I'm gonna get suspended. So I'm literally just being super careful behind the register. I think this last week I was ringing, I got literally 1 mistake, so I was like, okay, got 2 more, the week's almost over, just make it through the week. And then I hear them say that I got a mess up, and it was my second mess up, but that amount plus my other mess up equaled over $100, so that was it. That was another write-up. I told my supervisor, who was giving me the slip to sign, I literally told her, this is gonna suspend me for 3 whole days and I'm not gonna be able to cashier for like 6 months. And she was like, going too fast or what? Honestly, I take full responsibility for my mistakes. Like, what's wrong with me? But like, why'd you have to say that? And honestly, the supervisors can really just throw away the slip if they really wanted to. Like, if you really cared about my well-being, you should have. Again, not blaming her, but you know. Anyways, so I knew that write-up was going to lead to my suspension, so I was like, when are they going to give it to me? Because they kept making me cashier, and like, I'm just like, well, why am I still cashiering when I know I'm going to be taken off the register and I'm going to be suspended? It was really like frustrating. But they waited literally a whole week to give me the write-up and suspend me, and then they told me that I'm not going to be able to cashier for 6 months, but after the 6 months is over, I can get my position back and start cashiering again. So at this point I have 4 write-ups on my file, so I literally have to be so careful at work. I'm literally not cashiering, so I should be stress-free, right? Well, no. So you're allowed 3 tardies in a 30-day period, and one day I was late because I thought I worked at 12:30, but I did actually work at 12:15, so I was 15 minutes late, so that's one instance. But like, I'm never late, so I wasn't too worried about it. I was like, just don't be late again, like it'll drop off in 30 days. But for some reason, traffic was really bad one day. I only live like 20 to 25 minutes away from work, but I left literally 45 minutes early one day and I still was late. And I was like, now I'm getting scared because that's my second late and you're only allowed 3 before the write-up.
I feel for this girl. I don't like when companies do this. It is so much anxiety to not mess up. And when you keep telling yourself don't mess up, you're going to mess up. That's just how it happens. That's how it works. I remember being a server at this restaurant, and I did the same thing. I got only cash from this customer. It was big bills. It was like $100, $100 bills. I had to get it to my manager to get change, and my manager gave me the entire change back. The manager did not take the money that was like due from the bill. It just took the entire thing and gave it to me in cash. I was supposed to take the money out of the cash and give it back to the customer, but because it was so busy, it was so hectic, I wasn't paying attention. I just put the whole money back on the tray, and the customer took all the money and left. And I was just like, I seen him counting it to make sure it was right, but he didn't like leave the change behind. He just walked out. So I took full responsibility. I had to pay for it out of my check, and it pissed me off because if you're a person with a heart, you'll understand, oh, she didn't take any money out, I'll just leave her. They didn't even leave me a tip, like, and it was my fault. And yes, I understand, like, these jobs can be so freaking stressful. And the people, the managers, they don't care. They just care about you being on time. They care about you making the money. That's it. They don't care about you as a person. They don't care if you have a mess up. They don't care. And I think that's, like, what's wrong with businesses now. I feel sorry for her. Like, life happens, and you can't always be perfect. You can't always be on time. But for a store or any place you work to make you feel that type of pressure, I just feel like it's real shitty. What do you guys think? Put it in the comment section below.